Hello. Welcome to Chronically Unfiltered, the space where nothing is off limits and everything is up for discussion. So grab yourself a cuppa and maybe a snack and let's talk about it. So guys, this is a juicy one. And I wanted to talk about this one while it is still fresh in everyone's minds. There's a few things I want to talk about while it's all still fresh in everyone's minds. But the first one that I want to talk about is Kira Cousins. And I'm sure if, like me, you're always online, you have heard who Kira Cousins is. It's actually a really, really sad story. There's part of me, my heart is broken for this person because something is not right. So, Kira Cousins faked a pregnancy. She didn't just fake a pregnancy, she faked a baby. It was a doll. And it has taken the internet by storm at the minute. People are making joke videos about it and people are talking about how crazy it is. People are talking about how warped she clearly is. But all I can think of in my head right now, I'm like, this girl clearly has something mentally wrong with her. Has she gone through a really devastating loss and it's caused her to break? And this is what stemmed this. Now, I have heard reports that it's not the first time she's faked a pregnancy. She's also allegedly faked having cancer. And during this supposed pregnancy, she also was supposed to have had keyhole surgery to remove her appendix. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But what I have in front of me here, to start off with, is a message that her friend posted. So what I am seeing is, does it say the girl's name? Oh gosh, I can't even. Oh, I think it says her name on down. So this is someone else's post who has then shared this. She has also shared some of the pictures and things as well. We're going to read a post here that has been shared, I'm sure the world over at this stage, by her friend, or was her friend. Where the F do I even start? So Kira is or was a good friend of mine. The day she told me she was pregnant, I was so happy, feeling like I was going to be an auntie again. Sending me baby scans. 4 months go by and the gender reveal comes. Me, my mum and niece all went. We bought her gifts. She received a lot of presents for her baby doll. Anyway, no one thought for a second that she wasn't pregnant or lying to everyone. Everyone believed Kira. Kira was texting me all throughout her pregnancy, telling me never to get pregnant. She's constantly sick. She feels lonely, all the rest. Telling me Jamie never went to any of the appointments with her, painting Jamie and his family out to be the worst people on earth, when in reality, they were the only correct ones. She also called me at 1:30 to CE. I don't know what 2CE means, early on the 10th of October. So this is very recent because we're only on the 21st now. This was 11 days ago. She also called me at 1:30 early on the 10th of October. I never answered it as I was asleep. When I woke up, I had a Snapchat from her. Hi Aunt Neve. Bonnie Lee is my name. I was born at this time and I weighed this much. The exact same weight as my daddy when he was born. I can't wait to meet you. She also sent me a video of her walking out of the hospital with the baby in a car seat. I felt terrible as I thought she went through labour on her own. So I sent her a video crying with excitement and congratulated her. 2 days after the baby was born, she texted me saying Jamie's mum had said to her, it's a doll, she's not moving or anything and she'll be freezing. Again, never let the granny hold the baby or touch the baby, so she grabbed the baby and went to Wishaw to get her checked over. She says the hospital just told her to keep her wrapped up and she had mucus. The same day she told me it's normal for a newborn not to open their eyes at all. The following day she texted me saying, I need to get out of this house, can I come see you? I says, yeah, of course. Do you want me to come pick you up as you've just had a baby? She says, yes. And I went. I asked if she needed help. She said no. But anyway, I took the pram and put it in my boot and she strapped the car seat in. Asked me to take her to Morrison's where she worked so she could show everyone the baby. So we went, and all her work colleagues were giving her money for good luck. She asked her manager, "Can I come back to work?" as a joke. And her manager says, "Ciara, just enjoy this time off and get bonding with Bonnie Lee." So now everyone in her work has met her. We came to mine. She had the car seat really close to her, and my mum was also excited to meet the baby, as Ciara had been telling my mum for weeks and months she couldn't wait to see her. My mum had moved the blanket just to see her legs, as everyone does, and Ciara moved so quickly to put the cover back up over her. She made a little bottle up. It says she's not crying or even up, so I won't bother the now. Of course, spoken in a Scottish accent. She was on the phone to Jamie, and he was asking for a DNA test to be done, but as the baby had mucus, it couldn't be done. Her cousin then phoned and said, "Ciara, why have you took the baby to your friends before I've even met her?" But her cousin is a social worker, so she never wanted her cousin to see her, as she would have known straight away that it was a doll. I don't think you need to be a social worker to know it was a doll. She didn't let anyone touch the baby, not even me, when she was in my house, but we thought she was just being an overprotective mum. When I was dropping her off, she called Jamie and asked for him to be at hers for her getting back so he could feed the doll. Soon as we got 2 minutes from her, she called Jamie back and tells him not to come right now, he can come later. The next day, my sister noticed all her photos on Facebook had been deleted. Then I went into Snap and noticed she had deleted every picture and video of Bonnie Lee from our chats. I texted her asking why she had done this, and she ignored me. I then added Jamie on Snap to understand what the F was happening, and I asked him, "Is this a doll?" And he said, "Yeah, it's a doll." I can't imagine how he must feel right now, and everyone else that has been lied to for months and months, believing they were going to be a grandparent for the first time, an uncle for the first time, all of her family and friends. As I know, I feel totally used, drained, mentally. I feel I can't trust anyone or believe anyone. Everyone got conned by her, and I feel worse because I'm one of the few people to meet this baby. I was driving 20 miles per hour on the motorways. I didn't want to hit any bumps or give the doll a fright. Deep down, I know I done everything correctly and just done it because I genuinely cared about this doll. She even went to the extreme and texted Jamie, the doll's dad, saying, "Bonnie Lee died." So that's where that post ends. That was her friend. Clearly, the fact that she was the only person that she would have seen must have been her closest friend. I actually can't wrap my head around this. How do you do this to people? I've seen messages as well, and if I can find them, I will pop them in here, where she was messaging back and forward with Jamie, the dad, and she tells him that she needs to explain stuff to him, but she needed someone else there to help her explain. And then she said, "Bonnie Lee is dead," and he wants to come and see her, and she actually tells him that if he turns up at her door, he can run on because he's not getting in. So cold, so callous. She's just lied to everyone for the better part of 10 months that she is pregnant, that she is carrying this baby. They've seen scans. She has posted repeatedly on Facebook, and she's done gender reveal parties. People have spent money. I've seen pictures of £1,000 pram that she was bought for this baby. I say baby, it was a doll. It was a reborn doll. I don't actually know how it actually, the mind boggles. How didn't nobody notice? Seemingly she lives with her mum. So how did her mum not notice that the baby never once cried? I think there was about 5 days or something that had passed from the baby was born to everyone finding out. So in that time, where was the mum? Where was the mum trying to help her daughter with her new baby? I cannot wrap my head around how this girl was able to dupe so many people. How was she able to go into Morrison's? I have seen people out and about with their reborn dolls, and they look like reborn dolls. Look at these pictures. These do not look like a real baby. In fact, there was one of the pictures that I seen that it actually looked like a baby that had passed because of the colouring of it. It didn't look lifelike. For anybody out there who has seen a dead body, you can see the difference in what a dead body looks like compared to the likes of somebody who's pretending. So like an actor, in a show pretending that they are a corpse, and somebody who is actually passed. There is a difference in how they look. And a doll, how, what was this always the intention? Because she did put out a post a few days before, or a week before, giving birth, saying that the baby had some sort of a defect. Like, the post that she put up was so graphically perfect in her description that it literally just looked like she had Googled this heart defect and just put all the information in. It didn't feel like somebody was telling you something that they had heard. It looked like something that they had just taken from the internet. And even that post, she's saying that her and Jamie are trying to work their heads around things. But it feels like in that post she says about how most of you know what happened a week ago. To me, that maybe seems like she's trying to garner sympathy from people. So she is making up something else so that people feel for her because she has done something the week before. Something else has happened. But the fact that Jamie's mum immediately felt like something was off. How did more people then, once she had said that, how did more people not go, oh wait, actually? Or were they? And then, we're just hearing snippets. This is the thing. We're only getting this part of it. But what it boils down to is what has happened to this girl in her mind to make her do this. What is wrong with her that she feels like she needs this sort of attention? And where does it end? What was she going to do after telling people that the baby had died? Had she thought past the point of, oh, well, this was an actual baby, so there'd be a death certificate, there would be a funeral. I never even thought about the fact that she would have hospital bans and birth certificate would need to, but obviously the baby didn't survive long enough. And of course, the baby was supposed to have an operation as soon as it was born, but yet 10 hours after having said baby, she walked out of the hospital. There's so many things that are so wrong with what she put together that whenever you sit down and think about it, it all falls apart. But she duped people for so long. Now, my niece, whenever I was talking to her earlier, as a pregnant person, she's pretty much due a baby. You can very much tell she's a pregnant belly, But she said even herself looking at the pictures, she didn't see that it looked like a real bump. To me, I don't know. It just looked like any young girl at their gender reveal, a slim girl with the wee bump. She had a bit of a round face, so who knows whether that was just normal because she is young, It is just an incredibly sad situation because here is a family all around her and friends who thought that there was another life coming in and they have been lied to. This is a girl who is now pretty much going to be isolated from everybody because who's going to want to be around her? I'm hoping for her sake that her mum is at least supportive of her because she needs all the help she can get right now. It's just a very, very sad situation, and I honestly send all my love to the family and everyone around, and I send my love to Kira as well because she needs help. She needs some sort of support. She needs some sort of mental health intervention because if she is broken enough that she can do this, what else can she do? Yeah. Anyway, what do you think of this whole crazy situation? Or have you been under a rock and not heard about it? Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have enjoyed this and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.